and gentlemen, just in case you are deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or probably poor, my name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You can hear all about me and my best friend Cody Rhodes at AEW Insider.
What's up, peeps? Welcome back. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for the YouTube edition of the AEW Insider. I've been thinking about it, man. I love doing movies. You guys should know that. I love movies, video games, TV, fucking apps, electronics, what have you. I've been doing a movie and more show. The podcast does good. I'm not bitching and complaining, but like I said, I'm very, very busy with my kid, with work and all that. And these videos take a lot of time to edit. I take almost a day gathering all the information, editing it, getting the pictures, what have you, and I get 15 viewers for a whole video. So, I mean, it's just not worth it. And this channel was built to be about wrestling, so I need to get that down and foremost first, and then I can venture out into other stuff. So don't get it wrong. If I watch a good movie or a good show and it's something I think it's worthy of talking about, or a big event or pop culture or a toy, I will do a video for it. And plus I'll still be doing special videos like the top 5 horror movies in December, what have you, but mainly I'm just going to do wrestling. And then I'll be able to put more videos up here. Instead of a movies and more video every week, I'll be able to do at least 2 videos a week for wrestling, if not 3. Anyway, I'm babbling on. Remember to check us out on all social media and podcasting platforms: Facebook, YouTube, AEW Insider, and on Twitter, the AEW Insider 1. Let's get to the show. AEW. Jon Moxley did a kick-ass candid interview with Chris Van Vliet. It dropped yesterday, and it's so fucking good. You have to watch it. It's on our Twitter and Facebook and on YouTube, of course. He also did an interview with State of Combat Podcast, and here's some things he touched on that I found interesting. On if he's happy with his AEW run so far. I don't think it could get much better. When I initially decided to leave where I was at before, AEW wasn't even a thing in existence yet. So that opportunity came up and it just worked out really good. I was excited about the project and agreed on all points about, that there are fans that need an alternative that deserves a national, global, mainstream alternative, and there's an audience for it. We can give them that. I think we are really succeeding when giving the mainstream audience something different, which is the biggest thing I think we do. And I agree about that. On AEW remaining an alternative to WWE so far. A lot of other startup promotions over the years have relied on ex-WWE stars and WWE formula and so forth like that. And the cool thing about this is that the top of 6 or 8, however many guys, if we wanted to be in WWE right now, we could. We are actively choosing to do something different, to try it in a different way. It's all dudes in their primes at the top of their games, and we brought these fans with us. And these AEW fans that are showing up to Dynamite every week, they are watching our pay-per-views, coming to our pay-per-views, following our stuff. They're really the fans that have driven us more than anything. It hasn't been hard. It hasn't been like a staple gun and posters all over town trying to get people in the buildings. These fans are hungry for an alternative. They want this, and we're just trying to give them the best possible wrestling show that we can every week. If he has full creative control over himself. Pretty much full control. It's all a collaborative effort. There's so many great ideas that come in, and I go, that's a great idea. Really? That's cool. We could do that. Hell yeah. That's awesome. And I'm hearing very good ideas. I have full control on that, I'm not going to go out there and do anything that makes me look stupid, at least not on purpose. And that's kind of a giant weight lifted off my shoulders. Yeah, it's a collaborative effort with everybody. Everybody's got ideas. Everybody adds their own flavor to the mix. You got all these talented, super creative guys that have no fear of, any repercussions to them. There's no higher ups that we have to make sure we please or anything like that. It's super creative guys who don't give a damn about what anybody thinks. We're trying to put on something like, that we think people will like. You got to play music your own way and hope that people appreciate it. But whatever it is, it's honest and authentic. They asked him if there's any bad blood between him and WWE or a desire to show them up. No, not really. I don't have any, especially now that it's however long, 6 months later. I'm not motivated by any sort of I'm going to show WWE. You know what I mean? I don't have that chip on my shoulder as far as I'll show Vince. I honestly don't have that. I feel that we would probably be it would just be negative anyway. My men, three. My energy is about creating new positive things and just putting out pieces of work, whether big or small, having a good match or a good angle and or a good promo, and then just enjoying myself. Enjoying the fact that I don't have a real job, that I get to live my dream, that life's been good to me, and I just want to live in a moment and really just enjoy that I get to be a pro wrestler, which is all I ever wanted to do. And finally, they asked him if he'd be upset if he turned on Monday Night Raw and seen Baron Corbin as the newest third member of S.H.I.E.L.D. Moxley said, "Oh, that would amuse me. It would amuse me to no end." AEW just inked a deal with In Demand. In Demand is pretty much the largest on-demand source going today. They will air quarterly pay-per-views starting the beginning of next year, and it'll run until 2021. I bet after their first contract's up, In Demand signs with them again, because that's going to be big money for everybody. On to some WWE news. Well, it looks like WWE 2K21 could be shittier than this year's version, believe it or not. It has been leaked that due to low sales and complaints that the budget for next year's WWE 2K has been cut. Not completely, but a big chunk has been taken out. So that means less people working on different teams, less money to fix things, less money to add cool new things, what have you. It's going to be very stripped down. People who work there are already quitting because they want the bad taste off of them and they want to go to a new company. I love a good wrestling games. WWE 2K over the years have been hit or miss, but last year's version 2K20 was, this year's version 2K20 was supposed to get a big budget increase. When 219 came out, they were supposed to put so much money into next year's version, rehaul it, what have you, and look what happened. I just hope that they either step their game up and just rehaul the whole thing, or WWE starts looking for new developers soon. We do have the NWA game coming out and AEW, so they should be fun. Steve Austin's Broken Skull Ranch show premiere with The Undertaker has done great rating-wise and with the fans. People love it so far. It's a big hit. Well, Stone Cold announced that his next guest is none other than Goldberg. You know Steve's going to ask the good questions. This should be a good one. Thomas Ciampa has gone on record and told the higher-ups in WWE that he does not want to go to Raw or SmackDown. He doesn't want to get called up. If they do, he legit could literally quit, with the company. Ciampa also did an interview with Fightful.com, and they touched on him being in Ring of Honor for 4 years and what happened with the negotiation for his contract. I was like, you guys hired me for my promo. What the heck is going on? I went 2 years where I bet if someone pulled up every match I had in Ring of Honor for 2 years, I had like 5 matches where people contracted with Ring of Honor. It has always been up against extras they brought or enhancement or squash matches. I remember hitting a point where I was like, man, I'm not getting better here. I would be begging, let me work with Generico, Chris Hero, Claudio, and I never got to do it. Ciampa's contract was coming to an end, and while he wanted to remain with Ring of Honor, negotiations with Ring of Honor COO Joe Koff didn't exactly go smoothly. He said, my contract was coming up and we were negotiating. At this point, Ring of Honor started giving out deals that were exclusive and you could make a living. You had a salary and all of that. I was like, crap, this is great. This might be the break in wrestling where I don't have to job anymore. The offer that I got was awful. It was an extremely low downside salary, not exclusive. I couldn't do television anywhere, but I could take independent bookings. But the number was something where I would have to keep doing my day job. That's fucked up. 3, 2. But the number was something where I would have to keep doing my day job. That's fucked up. Ciampa continued. I remember going to the negotiation with them and saying, I'll sign with 5 years, 10 years. I'll make my career in Ring of Honor. If you guys show me that you're looking to invest in me, I'll invest in you. I thought the conversation was going well, and then it took this hard turn. I remember talking to the owner, Joe Koff, and I told him how I feel. And he was like, no one is going to offer you more than $20,000. I remember freezing and going, oh, I didn't realize you thought that of me. I was like, okay, we don't have to do this anymore. My contract is coming up. I'm good. I'm going to go somewhere else and find out if you're right or not. Immediately, he was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. And I'm like, it's cool. I'm not mad at you. I just didn't understand that you guys viewed me as my ceiling was not above mid-card. I went to Delirious that day and said, just so you know, I discussed things with Joe and I'm wrapped up. I'll finish my dates and I'm done. Ciampa revealed that he stalked Samoa Joe's social media to see how he handled his departure from TNA Impact Wrestling and copied Joe's playbook. Ciampa announced that he would be leaving Ring of Honor, and when the company ran an angle that Ciampa had been thrown out of the company for attacking an official, fans knew it was an explanation for him leaving and not an angle that left the door open for his return. Ciampa went on to thank Delirious for how things ended in Ring of Honor because he saw it as an opportunity to better and motivate himself. And we all know he definitely did. Speaking of NXT, if all goes well, which I hope it does, Mauro Ranallo is supposed to be returning Wednesday, December 4th. Fuck you, Corey Graves. I hope Mauro gets his head in a good space and he can continue what he does doing best. Jeff Hardy is scheduled for an appearance in court on charges related to his alleged DWI. He has to go December 5th this week in Moore County Court in North Carolina. Hardy will be in court this Friday. The hearing replaces Hardy's original hearing that was on November 7th. It was postponed as Hardy was attending to his health, according to the PW Insider. Hardy had a bloody nose and told police that he and his wife were in a fight. He admitted to having 2 shots of vodka and being impaired, which led to his arrest in October. The WWE Network is stopping their show, Hidden Gems. That show is the fucking bomb. It shows hidden gem matches you might have missed or forgot about or never seen like at all. Dark matches, special matches, events. This is one of their best shows. And it featured all different promotions and from all different areas. WWE said they might do a similar show, but Hidden Gems is over with. And that really sucks. Impact Wrestling. Ex-Impact champion Brian Cage went to Twitter to call out none other than the cleaner Kenny Omega. He tweeted a picture of them facing off with their fist up at each other, and it said, who you got, where do you want to see it, why, and how soon. So that's fucking awesome. If they can work together and they can have that match, that would kick ass. NWA. Well, we do have new NWA Tag Team Champions, and it's none other than the Rock and Roll Express. They beat the Wild Cards on NWA Power, and they are now 9-time NWA champs. Yo, NWA has the best intro song out of any wrestling show, their theme song, or pretty much any show ever. It's the only intro for a show I think that compares to it is Sam Roberts and Jim Norton's theme song for the Sirius XM show. I get so fucking pumped when I hear NWA's Into the Fire. Unfortunately, Tuesday night's episode was the final one for the season, but I hope they really, put a new season out like next week or a couple weeks, because I can't go without my NWA Power anymore. I might be a little slow in the uptake, but on Tuesday night NWA Power, I finally realized that the wrestler, the question mark, is none other than NWA's Josephus. When he was standing behind Aaron Stevens, I could just look at his face and you could tell under his mask, that is Josephus, the question mark. NWA is having a pay-per-view. It takes place on December 14th and it's called Into the Fire. The same name as that awesome theme song we were just talking about. The main event has been announced, and it will be NWA champion Nick Aldis versus the Cowboy James Storm. They will have a best out of 3 matches. The cool stipulation is that each of them gets to choose a referee for one match. So for the second match, and that's as far as Nick Aldis claims it's going to go, he did pick XWA NWA champion Tim Storm for his referee. He said that Camille will not be allowed at ringside. He wants it to be one-on-one. She'll still get paid, but you won't be there. And then Tim Storm did pick Brian Hebner, who I believe is Earl or his twin brother, Earl Hebner, the famous referee, their kid. So that match and that pay-per-view is going to be awesome. And also, Stu Bennett, a.k.a. I got a little bad news for ya. Ex-WWE star Wade Barrett will be doing commentary for NWA's pay-per-view Into the Fire. Barrett has always been a huge talent. To me, this is great. I love seeing how NWA is adding all these wrestlers to their roster. They're very, very quiet, doing it little by little. And just when you're watching that awesome intro with that theme song I was talking about, you see new guys and girls popping up every week. Their roster's shaping up. All right, peeps, that's it for this week. I wanted to bring this, guys, to you. Like I said, if something goes on cool with movies, entertainment, pop culture news, I'll make sure to report it. But unless you people do an outcry for it or write me or demand to see it, what have you, I'm not going to do the movies anymore because it takes too much time and peeps don't appreciate it. Nobody's watching as much as it doesn't matter how much I post it. But I'm not bitching and complaining. I love doing the show. I love bringing the news to you. So I will keep doing wrestling, definitely. I will be back later this week with another YouTube video. Check us out on all podcasting platforms because I do wrestling shows there. So on all major podcasting platforms, Facebook and YouTube, it's the AEW Insider. And on Twitter, it's the AEW Insider 1. I'll be back towards the weekend, peeps, with a new video for you. All right, I'm rambling on, peeps. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for the YouTube edition of AEW Insider. Ciao, peeps.